Hi there. It is the end of another content folder, and I'm sure you're thinking, wow, why is she putting a quiz on a video? Well, we're not. There is no quiz this week. However, don't turn off the video just yet. However, you do have a paper due this weekend, right? Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, your analysis of that particular book, your analysis of that book in the context of the scientific revolution, the changes in the world that were being wrought by the time of Mary Shelley. Keep in mind that Shelley is a good couple of generations past Isaac Newton, right? She is around about the end of the 18th, the beginning of the 19th century, and Newton is just in the first portion of the 19th century, right? So he is, no, 18th century, excuse me. He's right around the 1700s. So she is a couple of generations removed from him, just as you are a couple of generations removed from Einstein. And Einstein still certainly has a huge impact upon you and a lot that's going on in the world today. Same with Newton at the time of Mary Shelley, right? So you've gone through all of the videos in this area, in this content folder. You've looked at the Renaissance and the Reformation and maybe come to some conclusions yourself about how that time period dramatically changed Europe and by extension, much of the world in which we live today, right? We've also taken a look at a couple of videos here on math, on the history of science, and we've also taken a look at the scientific revolution in general and how you see a connection between all of these great thinkers from Copernicus to Brahe to Kepler to Galileo to Newton, and how they all are sort of building upon the work of others to get where they're going. So instead of having a quiz this week, you have a paper due. You need to get that Mary Shelley paper due. You need to get that in by Saturday the 9th. Don't, however, completely dismiss everything that we've already talked about in this module, in this content folder. There will be a quiz. There will be a test of this material. It just won't be this week. I thought maybe you could use a break after dealing with Shelley, right? So keep it in mind. Now, the other thing to tell you, if you're working on Mary Shelley and you think, wow, she's really in the industrial age, she's really in the time of the Industrial Revolution, absolutely. In the next content folder, there will be discussions about the Industrial Revolution, that sort of technological application of science, right? We were talking about science and society, science and technology. So this whole idea of how do we take science and apply it to the world we live in today, the Industrial Revolution will indicate a lot of how that scientific thought plays out in everyday society. So if that's where you're headed with Shelley, you want to think about the growth of cities, you want to think about how life is really changing, moving from the old ways of living in the countryside. When Victor's in the countryside, he's very calm, he finally gets his sanity back. When he goes into the city where there's the university and the laboratory and all kinds of opportunity for creation and new technology, etc., right? Things get a little out of hand, they get a little out of control. So some might suggest that it's really the industrial era that Shelley's sort of railing against. Whatever your aim is in her paper, try to use the materials in this content folder to help you understand what she's going through and what she's trying to reveal. Try to use the information in this content folder as you set up your own final paper, your own final research paper. Yeah? So don't forget about this information. Keep your notes. Keep working with it. There will be a quiz on it eventually, but for now, you're concentrating your efforts on understanding the information here and finishing up that paper that Mary Shelley is inspiring. So, take care, good luck. As always, call me, email me with any questions you might have, and we'll see you later.